No timetable to be set for his return. They were asked if he could return for game 1 in the team's first-round playoff series against the Jazz on Saturday, and the source said no. So this sucks. Like, you want everybody healthy for the playoffs.
I don't know
especially a player like Luka.
I don't know what to do with this team because I thought they were going to be really interesting in the playoffs. Calf strains are an enigma. You could almost play with one. You think they're healed. They can last up to 3.5, 4 weeks. Sometimes you start leaning into the other calf, and that can get strained. Like groin pulls and calf strains, the athlete or the person tends to think it's better sooner than it is, so you push yourself through it and re-injure it. Obviously I'm an old guy, but I played tennis and pulled a calf muscle like a year and a half ago. I swear 3 times I thought I was over it, and a year later it still hurt. So it's like
this is the soft tissue injuries.
It's really tough. I mean, you could give me any answer on now. Again, the Mavericks have world-class trainers, so he's
young.
Yes,
it's just disappointing heading into the postseason, and the way he's been playing this season, averaging 28.5 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. He was seen wearing a protective boot on his left foot as he walked into the hospital before the MRI was posted. This was posted on Twitter. So hopefully he's back, or if they make it into the next round, he's able to come back. But you want all your stars healthy for the playoffs. So this is disappointing.
You do, Joy, with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping.
Headline News.
Well, to say the Lakers had a disappointing end to their season would be putting it lightly. But LeBron talked about the result of the season during his exit interview yesterday.
I mean, at the end of the day, the reason why we were not very good together, because we wasn't on the damn floor together. I played more games with my high school teammates in the season. We only played 27 games. All right? So there it is. I came here to win a championship. And I want to win more. So I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, but I'm still hungry for more. So, and I'm confident that this organization wants the same.
It's really frustrating to hear them talk about injuries.
I know.
So the Clippers are better than you. The Clippers are much, much better than the Lakers.
Because the Clippers had their stars almost 0 games.
Correct.
And are in the playoffs, or playing for the playing game.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I do think
drama all season long.
Anybody.
No one's arguing. There's no questions about the head coach or who's in control of the organization.
By the way,
Clippers are better. The Clippers are a better run and a better overall team than the LA Lakers.
Well,
Lakers fans can be upset about it, but that's the truth. Because if you're going to blame it on injuries, what's the difference?
Well, you brought up something that was very interesting to me today. We go to the makeup room. Believe it or not, this face isn't this beautiful all the time. Hers is. Mine isn't. And you brought up something that was very interesting. In the debate with LeBron and Michael, who's better? The one thing that LeBron is and LeBron isn't and Michael is, Michael's confrontational. He punched teammates. Like, he demanded greatness. By the way, Brady does this. Peyton Manning did this. You brought this up about LeBron. He just won't confront reality.
No, because he is very player first.
You called him a country. You called him Switzerland.
Yeah, he's very neutral. He is. I mean, this is very obvious. Like, if you are, and this is why I think it's very tricky how the Lakers and LeBron move forward over the next couple months, because I keep saying this is the Lakers. It's the Lakers. It's not the Heat. It's not the Cavs. There are consequences to leaving a team like the Lakers in disarray.
Yes.
They are lasting for your legacy. This is Kobe Bryant's Lakers. Kobe, who was just like Jordan, Mamba mentality, not accepting of losing. There's no tolerance for any of this.
Michael Jordan, and I've been critical of him, but Michael Jordan would get in Russell Westbrook's face and say, grow up. He would get in AD's face and say, be in better shape, it's on you. He would confront those players. He'd do it publicly. He would rip them. Michael confronted issues. LeBron is very Switzerland. I love all my guys. It's all good. He moves away from – LeBron's never gotten into a fight in his NBA career. Like a confrontation. Michael punched teammates.
Yeah, and I don't need you to be physically confrontational, but when things go as badly as they've gone in L.A.
Be a leader.
You have to step up and say it's not just the injuries. Everyone's dealing with injuries. It's not exclusive to your team.
That's right.
And you can look at your neighbors in the building, in the Clippers, who did not have their stars all season long,
and
did not deal with the drama. They're in the playoffs. They're not talking about firing their coach. If it was injuries, why is Frank Vogel fired?
Yeah, I mean, it's injuries, right? So why would you fire the coach?
Why would you fire the coach if it's an injury problem?
LeBron, part of this leadership thing is confrontation.
To everyone. Like, he needs to call out yourself first. Of course, there's a way to do it. Take accountability for what you didn't do this year.
LeBron uses back channels, his agency. It's like,
and that's fine to do that, but then you leave the narrative open to everyone else to paint it for you.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what those back channels are.
We all know that LeBron's wildly frustrated with the situation.
Who would be? But you can't expect anything to change when you are moving things behind the scenes and you're not even moving what really matters, which is the structure of the organization.
Yeah.
So I just don't like everyone coming out and saying that it's injury, like him saying that it's injuries and that's it. Like, that's it? It was just injuries? It wasn't the fact that Russell Westbrook was terrible this year. It wasn't the fact that Anthony Davis can't stay healthy because he also doesn't take care of his body. It wasn't the fact that you guys put together this roster that was the oldest in NBA history. It wasn't the fact that nobody stepped up at any point during the season and took any accountability. It was just injuries?
No. That's what they say, just injuries.
Why'd Frank Vogel get fired then?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Math's not mathing. So the Nets traded James Harden in February, but a divide had been reportedly